Hello, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of truth, facts, evidence, information, and proof. Swim. Say what you mean. It's talk about talking. How we listen, how we hear, how we speak, how we hear what we're listening to when we speak. How a listener hears what we're saying, if what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after we get that understanding, how do we accept it? How we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out. Welcome to the Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
What's happening out there in internet land? I have one person on, and guess who that one person is? Yours truly. I am doing what I'm calling testing the waters tonight. It's a Sunday night, and normally this would be a time when I would be coming on with my saxophone and the COVID concert series. But I figured tonight and this time would be just as good as any time to test out some new stuff that I've got going on. I have a caller that I'm going to go to in a few minutes. It's a canned caller. I like to call them canned because not all callers are live and not all live callers are canned. So with that being said, I'm going to crank it up like this right chair. Oh! Yeah, just kind of testing. I'm just going to come on and talk for just a few minutes, and then I'm going to put that caller on. I'm going to call this one the special edition because I'm just testing it out. I finally figured out how I'm going to go and do what it is that I'm going to do. You mean you have a format down, Mr. Bridges? Yes, I do. I have a format down, kind of, sort of. I kind of know what I'm going to be talking about, how I'm going to be talking, and how I'm going to be flowing. It's only going to get better. I've been saying for a few months that I knew where I was going. I still know where I'm going. I don't even think I'm halfway there, but I'm getting closer. If you've been following me, turned on subscribers only mode. Only channel subscribers of 1 minute or longer can send messages. Oh yeah, I fixed that. It's supposed to have been, it was for 30 days. So if I have, oh yeah, okay, I get it now. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Top chat. Okay, I'm okay with that. So yeah, as I was saying, I have an idea now of where I'm going, what I'm going to be doing, and I'm just going to be rolling moving forward, and I'm just talking about talking. And if you've been following me, cool. If you haven't, then welcome to something new. I like to talk about all of my my YouTubers rather, that I like, and I've been taking some notes, not to be like anybody, but to be a better me, because some of my YouTube idols have been doing it for a long time, and I'm just kind of getting into it. I believe I have something to say, and I'm gonna say it for as long as I can. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to take a short break, and I'm going to come back with my caller, and then I'm just going to go. But I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If you have something you'd like to chat about yourself or have me analyze. No, I'm not a professional. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor of anything like that. I just believe I have the ability to interact and weigh options and evidence and information without getting my own little feelings involved. It's not easy, and I do get choked up sometimes. That's why I depend on friends and anyone who's interacting with me to check me, and I'm okay being checked. Checked not in a bad way, but anyway, it's about talking. So send me an email to Travis Bridges 2. That's Travis Bridges, that's my name, and the number 2 at AOL.com. In the subject, just put call me, and then your phone number, and maybe even some of the information you'd like to talk about. Because I only have 2 people on right now, myself and whoever my favorite fan is, whoever you are, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's okay that I don't get, what was I talking about? What happened here? Oh, yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, only 2 people now, but many people who are subscribed will probably be checking this out a little bit later on, maybe in the week, maybe later on tonight. Who knows? I don't. But what I'm going to do right now is go to a little short break. If I can find my new spot, it's coming up here in a few minutes. Where is it? Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it either. I'm going to find it. Wouldn't it be something if I didn't put it in here and I'm like getting all excited? Oh, here it is. I found it right here. Okay, so yeah. With that being said, I'm going to take a little break and I'll be right back with a caller. And remember, if you would like for me to talk about something or talk to me about something, just Travis Bridges 2 at AOL.com. That's Travis Bridges and the number 2 at AOL.com. How's everything? All right. Cool. I'll be right back. Don't move.
The Swimming Pool with Travis Bridges is a talk segment about talking. Talk about talking? Yes. Talk about talking. It's designed to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, and what we do with the information we receive during communication. The mind is automatically programmed to protect the body and soul. It displays that through each and every encounter we experience. If any part of the body is threatened, the mind will automatically issue the flight command. The flight command to retreat to safety. Well, that same command is also deployed when our ego is threatened. The ego, yes, the ego. It's so natural and common, it happens oftentimes without us even knowing. Engaging in conversation and staying focused on what is present is considered mental fitness. It strengthens our emotions and helps us to gain control of our circumstances instead of having our circumstances overtake our thinking and our very existence. It's a difficult task to achieve because our feelings, beliefs, and desires are so strong that it causes us to totally disregard even the most common or basic reasoning. This live stream is only here to bring awareness to that subconscious process. Nothing or no one is actually wrong. However, the idea of being open to anything outside of what we've already concluded is golden, especially if the new information is transparent. The SWYM developers would like to say thanks for supporting, watching, listening, and sharing this information. Now, back to the swimming pool. Let's dive in and swim.
Yeah, let's dive in and swim. Good evening, everybody. What's happening? Where's my... Oh, man, here I go. Oh, yeah, here I go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I just wanted to do like a little test tonight because I'm going in some different directions and I'm just testing it out for me. This would be what we would call like signing in overnight while nobody's watching, looking, or listening and making it do what it do. So let me switch from here to here and then back to here so that I can play that commercial one more time, and then I'm going to go into my caller. I've got 4 people on. Hey, R Monk, what's happening? Are you surprised? I'll bet you thought I was going to pull my saxophone out. Well, I've got it sitting right over there. And I think I am going to do a combination once I get in the pocket. But for right now, I'm just going to keep running my mouth and talking, and because I believe I have a lot to say. Just for the record, I am writing a book, and it's coming out pretty good. I'm almost 3-time recording artist, and I'm about to get my write on. I write all the time anyway. I've been writing since Jesus was a boy, and you know how long that was, but I don't share any of it. But I had a situation that forced me to start writing, so not only am I writing, I'm telling everything on everybody, good, bad, and ugly, but all good, because all things work together for the good of those who be rocking. Doesn't quite go like that, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to take another break, and I'm going to come back with my caller. It's going to be interesting too. It's Talk About Talking. My next caller is going to give me her thoughts, views, and comments on what she thinks about me. Not that I really care. Maybe I care a little bit, but not enough to really make a difference. So anyway, hold the spot you got, and I'll be right back again, okay?
I just wanna be your everything.
The Swimming Pool with Travis Bridges is a talk segment about talking. Talk about talking? Yes, talk about talking. It's designed to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, and what we do with the information we receive during communication. The mind is automatically programmed to protect the body and soul. It displays that through each and every encounter we experience. If any part of the body is threatened, the mind will automatically issue the flight command. The flight command to retreat to safety. Well, that same command is also deployed when our ego is threatened. The ego, yes, the ego. It's so natural and common, it happens oftentimes without us even knowing. Engaging in conversation and staying focused on what is present is considered mental fitness. It strengthens our emotions and helps us to gain control of our circumstances instead of having our circumstances overtake our thinking and our very existence. It's a difficult task to achieve because our feelings, beliefs, and desires are so strong that it causes us to totally disregard even the most common or basic reasoning. This live stream is only here to bring awareness to that subconscious process. Nothing or no one is actually wrong. However, the idea of being open to anything outside of what we've already concluded is golden, especially if the new information is transparent. The SWYM developers would like to say thanks for supporting, watching, listening, and sharing this information. Now, back to the swimming pool. Let's dive in and swim.
What are your general thoughts about me, my personality, and my character traits?
Oh my God, you're not supposed to ask those questions to people.
Well, you're not people, you are a person. So, what are your general thoughts about my character and personality traits based on what you know about me?
Well, can I break it down?
You can do whatever you want. Because I didn't ask you a yes or no. So this is the time for you to rattle. I'm going to ask some yes or no's. So right now, if you want to do any long explanation, I'll ask the question again. What are your general thoughts about my personality as it relates to my character traits? Break it up,
Character
down,
traits.
around.
Character traits. That is a very broad statement, character traits. Character traits refer to, would you steal, right? Would you kill somebody, right?
I don't know. I'm just listening to you right now.
I'm just asking the question so that I don't say something for you to come bring me under the
Well,
the
no.
scrutiny of your.
After you give me your response, I will get clarity on what it is I think you're saying. So, you can just respond how you want. Whenever it's time for me to get clarity, if you're not clear, I will
I believe
hold you
that
accountable.
you're frank to a fault. You're extremely engaged, and you're not gonna just do something halfway. It has to be perfect. Like if you're gonna screw in something into the wall, and even if it's gonna be hidden, you want it to be measured perfectly, balanced perfectly, because someone else may go and see it a little bit there. Because if you were there, they have to know that it was perfect. There cannot be any mistakes, and you're just a perfectionist. You're extremely hard on yourself. Like, it has to be done right, or just not going to be done. I think that you believe that when you start something, you have to finish it. And it can't just be finishing it because you're in a hurry to finish. It has to be finished correctly. You're a person of your word. And you are, I don't know if I'm going to say the statement correctly. I mean, if I'm using the correct terminology, but it seems to me that you are this person that does not like nobody likes to be taken advantage of, but you operate on the premise of somebody is going to take advantage of me, so I'm always on my P's and Q's, sort of like that. I like a defensive. You operate on the defensive. You know, I say people drive, making sure that the one in the back, on the side, and the front doesn't hit them. Well, you live that way. Like you're gonna make sure that no one is gonna take advantage of you under no circumstances. On the same, I think that you're not capable of taking advantage of anybody. You just like things to be on the up and up. That is my perception. Honest to a fault. Brutally honest. And
Could you stop making that noise? Because it's interfering with what you're saying.
Sorry. Honest to a fault. And brutally honest to a fault.
Does brutal in any kind of way mean rude? Yes or no?
Yes. In some, yes.
Give me an example of how I'm rude. Without the little chuckle, without the little chicken laugh.
You have the tendency of guiding people because you have a certain you want to hear things the way you want to hear them.
Could that translate? Hold on. Could that translate into me hearing things that I ask in particular? Because when I hear people say you want to hear things the way you want to hear them, I think that is extreme asinine to me. Because I don't have a way of wanting to hear anything unless I ask something a certain way. You're right. If I ask something a certain way, I'm looking to hear it based on how I ask. If I ask for a well-done burger, I don't want my burger to be overdone. So you're right. If I ask for a medium well burger, I'm not expecting it to be black on the outside. So you're right. I do want what I'm looking for if I'm asking for it, but I don't expect someone to say, okay, I want you to guess how I want my burger. So I want to hear what I want to. I'm not going to eat the burger until it comes out the way I want it. So I'm expecting a certain kind of burger without explaining what it is I'm looking for. So when you make a statement, you want to hear what you want to hear. It's as if I haven't explained what I want, and I'm expecting somebody to give me something that I want that I haven't asked for. So you're right. If I ask for something in particular, yes, I am looking for that particular thing that I ask for. So I'm not sure I understand what you mean is you want to hear what you want to hear. If you ask for chicken, do you want to get fish? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so then what do you mean you want to hear what you want to hear?
A chicken is a chicken. A fish is a fish. A question has many ways of being answered.
Right, but I don't ask questions vague. I ask yes or no questions and specific and particular questions. Just like you ask for chicken, there's no doubt that you're looking for pollo. You're looking for poultry. You're not looking for pescado or You're not looking for fish. So my questions are not. I know questions can be answered in different ways, which is why I don't ask vague and open-ended questions. I ask specific and direct questions, usually that will require a yes or no. So all you're doing is confirming, that you're right. I do want to hear what I ask, but not what I just want to hear because I'm looking for something different than what I'm asking. You're suggesting, the way you said it, was I'm looking to hear something different than what somebody may want to tell me. Yeah, you're right about that because I ask specifically what I want to know. And oftentimes I don't get it from people who want me to hear or believe something different.
Okay.
Okay, what? Okay, what?
Okay. Be with you.
You're walking away from the phone. I can't hear you, and we're documenting this conversation, and you're making it difficult for me right now.
I said, okay, I agree with you.
Okay, so if you could sum up my character and my personality in one sentence, I heard everything you mentioned in detail. How would you? Who am I, based on your understanding?
Travis Bridges, and no nonsense, straight shooter from the hip person.
You said that you made a statement about my I'm coming from a defensive place, a place of where I'm not going to let someone take advantage of me. Okay, but then you also said, okay, not that I'm going to take advantage of anyone else. What do you mean by that?
It's exactly what I said. What do you mean by that?
You can't explain it?
It's a statement. There's no explanation to the statement.
Do the best you can.
You don't take advantage of the people, and you expect people not to take advantage of you.
Okay, so when you say I come from a defensive place, and you say that I don't want someone to take advantage of me, I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate your observation. Could that also be that I do what I can to protect myself? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think that's coming from a defensive place as much as it is coming from a self-defensive place. Because you can be offensive if you're on the defense. But if you're being, there's something called defense and then there's self-defense. I think what you're describing is me being self-defensive as opposed to just defensive. Or are you, do you think I'm being more self-defense or just being defensive?
Defensive.
Wow. Okay. So you're saying I come at people with an aggression of defense as opposed to waiting till after they offend me before I self-defend myself. So you're saying I'm out here offending people just so I can protect myself? Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you're interpreting from what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is. I feel like
But that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, so then why do you not think it's more self-defense as opposed to just being defensive? When a person is being defensive, they're going out of their way to ensure that someone is not offensive. So all I'm saying is I don't come out to attacking someone, but if someone does say something that contradicts my personality or my character, I am going to self-defend that. I don't go out volunteering picking fights with people. But if you say something that contradicts my character or my integrity, yeah, I am going to stand up to a brutal fault. But if you're saying something that doesn't contradict my character, then I have nothing to say. And I'm definitely not going to say anything that's truth and or factual that someone may be contesting regarding my character and integrity. So I will go so far as to say, okay, yeah, you can say I am defensive in a certain way, but I think I'm just being reasonably and respectfully and considerably self-defensive in my interaction, particularly, with people that I verbally interact with.
Got it.
Okay. Do you think I have the potential to be a liar, a thief, or a crook?
No.
Why not? I'm brutal and rude. Isn't that the characteristics of a liar and a thief?
No. I said you are truthful. Brutally truthful.
Right, but a person who's rude, there's nothing good about being rude.
I didn't say the word. I didn't say rude.
You didn't?
No, you
I could have
said
sworn.
rude.
I know, but you agreed with it.
No, I did not agree with you.
You didn't agree that you thought I was rude?
I said you were brutally honest.
I know, but I used the word rude when you said that, and you said yes. You said I was rude. I could play it back if I need to.
Because you could be. Just
I ain't
the way
saying
that
what
you
I
can-
could be. I asked you if I was rude, and you said yes.
Sometimes you are rude.
I'm not talking about sometimes.
Honestly,
If I'm
you're
rude,
rude.
I'm rude, whether it's sometimes or not. You said I was
in
rude.
your honesty, you're rude.
Well, then maybe that's not considered rude because rude is an offensive statement. It's condescending. I don't want anyone to be rude to me ever. Brutally honest and rude are not the same.
Okay, so should I replace rude with mean?
Well, no, you can say whatever you really mean. That's the purpose of speaking, to say what you mean. Am I rude or not? Am I mean or not? Am I brutally honest or not? Which am I more like?
Brutally honest.
Okay, so then can we scrap rude or mean? Can I remove that from the character trait that you are describing about me? I will
Yeah.
accept brutally honest, but I don't like being accused of being rude. I will stand up for myself and I will self-defend that statement because I'm not rude and I'm not mean. But you just made
Okay.
that statement about me. So can you
So
retract that?
I would scratch that. I would scratch it.
Thank you, my God. So am I rude, yes or no?
No.
Am I mean, yes or no?
No.
Am I brutally honest, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, well, all right, I will accept that.
Painfully honest.
Well, that painful is subjective. So, okay. So back to my question. Do I have the personality or characteristics to be a crook, a thief, or a robber? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, I appreciate that. And you're 100% right. I don't steal, I'm not a crook, I'm not a robber, and I'm not dishonest. I will stretch the truth as far as I can stretch it. I promise you I will. But I am not crossing the line of where I am going to be unethical in any kind of way. So thanks for that observation. And I know sometimes you don't like me, but I don't care.
What do you mean?
I just said what I mean. I said I know sometimes because I'm brutally and painfully honest, that's not something that you like. But I just want you to know that I don't care that you don't like it.
There you go. That's the part that you, whenever you say I don't care or I don't give a shit, or those things that you say, those are the ones that make you that brutal person.
Brutally honest. Okay, well I told you I accept being brutally honest. I won't accept being rude or mean though. So I'm just reiterating what you are stating. I know that sometimes you may not like me, but I don't care.
Oh, so can I ask a question about me?
No.
See, it's not right.
Okay, what is your question about you?
In the spirit of the character traits, what can you fill the same question on me?
I sure can. I think you're stubborn. I think you're sometimes irrational. I don't think you're rude. I don't think you're mean. I do think you're stubborn, and I do think you're irrational when it comes to your stubbornness. Because once you have your mind set on something and you've proven it, particularly tonight, that you don't seem to be rational or open to new information and or evidence, even when it's right in your face. Once you have made a stance, you turn into a Taurus, like a stubborn, almost like a fool who will not change no matter how much you present new information and evidence. You're stuck in your ways, and that's not all the times, but I can see that character trait in you very strong. You're a nice person, you're a loving person, you're a kind person, but you are a proud person, and you're going to stand on your pride, especially if you have to double back and admit that, okay, I might have been wrong, I might have been inappropriate, I might have been misled, and now that I have new information, I can change and say, okay, no, what I thought is not necessarily what I'm thinking, and what I said is not necessarily even what I meant, especially with the new information presented. So in response to your specific and direct question, think you are a sweetheart, and I love you to no end, and nothing you do or say is going to stop me from loving you. However, you're stubborn as... I'm going to put a bleep there to pretend like I cussed. But yeah, I think you're stubborn, and you're kind of set in your ways, and you're kind of old-fashioned, and old people who are stubborn usually can't be changed unless you slap the fire out of them physically and with some good logic, which is why I stand firm and I say to you, okay, listen, I'm going to put this out here, and there's only so far I can go. I really try to deal with you when it comes to proof, facts, and logic. Any more questions?
I don't think you answered what I wanted. Can I rob, steal, and do what? Can I what?
You can ask me
Am I
again.
asking you?
Yeah, you can ask me again.
Can I rob, steal? What was your question about me?
What do you mean? What was my question about you?
No, what was your question to me about you?
I had
What
several.
is your opinion about me as it refers to my character?
We're talking about you now asking me questions. Ask me the
I
questions
just want
you...
to remember what question it is, because I don't think you answered my question.
Well, then ask it again, please.
I don't remember what the question.
Well,
your
then ask
question
whatever
was.
you're
I just
thinking or
wanted you to-
feeling right now. It doesn't make sense to say I didn't ask if you don't remember what it was. That's crazy. How can you not remember what it was and then you say I didn't answer it? You see how crazy that sounds? That's very contradictory. You didn't answer my question. What was your question? I don't remember. Then how you know I didn't answer it? Because you're going by your feelings only? Oh, wow. Welcome to that crowd. Did I lose you?
I said if someone was to ask you what you know, what is your opinion of her? What would you say?
I would say she's a sweetheart. I love her and I do trust her.
That's it?
Pretty much, yeah.
She's capable of robbing, stealing?
No, I don't think she's capable of doing that. Did I lose you?
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
Hold on.
I'm right here.
Hold on. I believe you. Something happened to my phone. I'm thinking. Hold on. I heard a beat. I don't know where it came from. Did you call me on WhatsApp?
Yeah, a while back. When I was calling me, you called me back. No, you called me back, and that was it. I called you before, earlier today.
Oh, okay. Where are we now? What's the question you're asking me?
The question I'm asking you is if you think I'm capable of robbing or stealing or whatever.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Good. Well, I have my very own level. I have a great deal of esteem and respect for your professionalism and the way that you do things. I mean, you're a perfectionist to a fault. I think you're harder on yourself than you should be because you are exactly who you say you are and you do exactly what you say you're going to do. No
So
less,
if
no
you
more.
think I'm hard on myself, in order for me to be not so hard on myself, that means I have to be slack, which means I have to become a less of a perfectionist. Is that what you're saying I should do? Should I become lackadaisical and lazy when it comes to
That is not what I'm saying.
I didn't say it's what you're saying. I'm asking you a question. Should I be lazy? Yes or no?
No.
Should I be less than perfect if I can? If I can be perfect, should I strive for perfection? Yes or no?
Yes.
So then why am I too hard on myself? Or how am I
Because
too hard on myself? How?
Because you don't even appreciate your accomplishments.
That's not true. I do appreciate my accomplishments. I do appreciate my accomplishments. Why? What proof do you have that I don't?
Hmm?
What proof do you have that I don't appreciate my accomplishments?
I'm under the impression that you don't appreciate your own accomplishments.
Okay, well you can be under the impression, but then you can't make a statement unless you have proof or facts. You can't just make a statement. You made a statement about me that was untrue. And when you talk about me being on the defense, I didn't invoke that. I'm now having to defend it though. And it's self-defense. You made a statement about me that is not representative of my character at all. I am not hard on myself. And I do appreciate my accomplishments. And you don't have proof of me not appreciate my accomplishments. You're just saying it because you feel it and think it. And I'm telling you out of my own mouth, I have a great appreciation for the accomplishments that I have completed or executed.
Okay. Then I take it back.
Good. Maybe you shouldn't have even said it so you don't have to take it back. Because you know when you take something back, it's called overstock.
got what?
Overstock, meaning you can't sell it as new anymore. Your meaning is just could possibly end up having a better chance of being dead weight or something you have to mark down, and nobody wants to mark anything down because it lessens the profit. So the fact that you're having to take it back, it means that, okay, you probably shouldn't have said it in the first place. And moving forward, I think you should say what you mean and not what you think or feel. Because what you did was given a perfect example. You made a statement about something and had no grounds or proof of it.
Okay.
Okay, last thing I want to ask you. What do you think about my efforts to bring awareness to how we communicate? I think I'm on a roll. I believe in my heart that there's no situation that cannot be solved. I believe that every situation, especially conflict, if people are willing to listen to information and observe based on what they can show and prove, not what they think or feel or what they're going to stand on because they made a statement 10 years ago, they're not going to go back on it. If people are willing to communicate and willing to be open to truth and new information and evidence, I believe there's nothing that can't be solved. And as I said to you before, just because you don't like something doesn't mean you can't be accepting of its essence. So I believe that every situation can be resolved if people use certain filters to govern themselves by. And they start with universal principles. Those are things that are set in place in stone and can't be changed regardless of how you feel about them. There's points of references. There's things that we refer to as a common society that we need to be mindful of as it relates to a reasonable expectation. And then there's the law, something that, we all have to abide by as citizens on the planet or Earth or in this particular country that we're in. So I'm bringing awareness to making an effort to communicate on those conditions so that we can have less stress and less commotion and less disagreement in the world, in our families, in our neighborhoods, amongst each other as individuals, husbands, wives, brothers and sisters, neighbors and whatnot. If we can just take the time to listen and hear and process and trust and believe and appreciate, proof, facts, truth, and evidence when we hear it. So my question is, what do you think of my bringing awareness to how we communicate as it relates to resolving issues?
I just always ask myself, why is he doing that? What is he trying to accomplish and why? Where did that come from?
It came from a history of a childhood combination of traumas that left me feeling as if someone might be able to take advantage of me in the sense that they don't know me or understand me. So although I've never felt like I've been heard fairly, I don't think I've been judged fairly, I don't think I've been responded to fairly, it created a level of defense that I now kind of hold fast to in terms of ensuring that, okay, if you are going to say something particularly about me or my character, you better be right and you better have proof, and you're not going to judge me just by what I look or sound like or how you feel about me. So I'm now bringing awareness because there are other people who suffer as a result of how someone feels or what they think. And we can get to the bottom of the truth if we're willing to abide by it, by those filters that I put up there. Universal principles, points of references, and law. And we have to be mature enough and intelligent enough to be okay with new information when we discover it, when we find it.
Is my mom here?
And not be stubborn when it comes to discovering a new way of seeing, thinking, or being, if it is productive, if it is factual, if it is law.
The female jogger was severely beaten and raped.
So I'm doing it because I think it is worth bringing attention to.
Okay.
Because too many people are miserable because they're stubborn.
The lady. I didn't see a lady or hit anyone. I didn't see any lady.
And too many people are at odds with each other because they're stubborn. Because they're set in their ways and they can't see from around their own emotions, their own feeling, their own beliefs. The truth is something that when you know it, it sets you free. It didn't say you had to like it or feel good about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm doing it. Do you get it now at all?
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Do you think anybody could benefit from hearing how I communicate and bring about information that I discover in conversations? That's a yes or no. Do you need me to repeat it? Hello?
Hold on. My screen locked. Hold on. When my screen locks, it seems like I'm not there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Did you hear what I asked you just now?
And I answered yes.
Do you remember what I asked you? Can you tell me what you answered yes to?
Do I feel that people can benefit from this piece that you're doing?
The analyzation of how we communicate and breaking it down, what people say, when and how they say it, and how they stick to it, and how they hold on to it, and how they let go of it. I talk to so many people who realize after you give them options to look for it, sometimes people easily say, oh, okay, I see that now, and I get it. I did have a different perception of it, and now I see how, wow, that's interesting. Oh, thanks for bringing that to my attention. I thought I knew, and I thought that was the only way. But now I see that there's a different option, and there's no wrong or right, so to speak. But there is another way to look at it, so thank you for that. And then I'll have somebody else to say, oh, no, I ain't going back on what I say. I don't care what you present. I'm just going to stay with what I said the first time because it makes me right.
I know you're hurting and worried. I can feel it on you. But you ought to quit on it now. I want it to be over and done with. I do. I'm tired, boss.
The Swimming Pool with Travis Bridges is a talk segment about talking. Talk about talking? Yes, talk about talking. It's designed to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, and what we do with the information we receive during communication. The mind is automatically programmed to protect the body and soul. It displays that through each and every encounter we experience. If any part of the body is threatened, the mind will automatically issue the flight command. The flight command to retreat to safety. Well, that same command is also deployed when our ego is threatened. The ego, yes, the ego. It's so natural and common, it happens oftentimes without us even knowing. Engaging in conversation and staying focused on what is present is considered mental fitness. It strengthens our emotions and helps us to gain control of our circumstances instead of having our circumstances overtake our thinking and our very existence. It's a difficult task to achieve because our feelings, beliefs, and desires are so strong that it causes us to totally disregard even the most common or basic reasoning. This live stream is only here to bring awareness to that subconscious process. Nothing or no one is actually wrong. However, the idea of being open to anything outside of what we've already concluded is golden, especially if the new information is transparent. The SWYM developers would like to say thanks for supporting, watching, listening, and sharing this information. Now, back to the swimming pool. Let's dive in and swim.